My name is Monfik Ryan Abu. I'm a certified leadership and mindset reset coach, and I'm here joining you from Canada. And for those of you that know me already, you know that I love teaching people. I love educating people. I love people to improve in their lives. I want you to continue to excel. You understand? And I just feel that the average person is not fully utilizing their potential, and that is why sometimes your setbacks kind of hold you back from jump starting, hold you back from jet setting. All right, so I've been doing lives for a bit now. I had a break, so I'm back again. So this is welcome to Ryan's Reset Essentials, episode 20 actually. Today is episode 20, and Ryan's Reset Essentials is my own unique Facebook Live, Instagram Lives, just basically the way my own live stream to help you to upgrade the way you operate, basically to help you to level up your life, right? That is the goal of my work. I want you to level up. I feel that there's every opportunity for you to keep improving as a person. If there are goals you haven't met, if there are things you haven't done, if there are things you want to do but you don't know how to do them, it is possible for you to get everything done. So hop in. Let me know your name, where you're joining from, and please share this live with people in your community, people that you know. Let them come on here. Let them get some value today. I believe that this information would be of essential value to anybody that stumbles on this and watches, right? And hopefully some of you also, the people you send it to will also come on board, and hopefully some people too that get on will watch the replay. I'm just trying to forward this to as many people as I would like to attend, as much as time will allow actually. And you guys, please do the same thing. Try to forward this to as many people as you know that will benefit from the content today, okay? Hello, one and all. Hello, one and all. Hello. So tell me your name, where you're joining from. I'm waving to the amazing people that are just joining. I'm seeing some new names here. Let me know your name, where you're joining from. Tell me a bit about yourself. Tell me how long you've been following me on this page, and if you found the content on my page very impactful for your own development. All right. If you don't know me, my name is Monfik Ryan Abu. I am a mom, I'm a wife, I'm somebody that is committed to your own personal development. If you want to know more about me, join my email list using the link in bio. And on the email list, you'll be getting free programs, you'll be getting access to some unique coaching programs, and you'll be the first to be aware of new programs that are coming up. Hi, hello Inkem, thank you so much. Tell me your name, where you're joining from. I'm so happy to see you here. So welcome one and all. And today we're going to talk about how you can develop the audacity to lead. How you can develop the audacity to lead. Now, what does it even mean? What does the audacity to lead mean? If you saw the flyer that I created for this live, you would see the topic. And I also created several videos actually telling you what I will talk about today. Welcome from Abuja. Hey, Tawa, thank you so much. Welcome from Abuja. So today I'm going to share with you how you can develop the audacity to lead. Then I'm also going to share with you some very transformational tips to support your whole quest to develop the audacity to lead. So what do I do as a coach, and what is this whole thing about the audacity to lead? Hello, all the way from UK. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Nkem. Thank you. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope that you get great content from what I'm saying today. Thank you all those in Nigeria, UK and Nigeria. They're almost on the same time zone. I know you're winding down there. We still are in the thick of the day here. It's afternoon, but I just wanted you guys to at least get this video before you go to rest for the day, so that it can help you to jumpstart your week. Tomorrow is Monday, you understand? So it can help you to jumpstart your week and help you to achieve some certain goals you're setting out to achieve in this new week, right? Okay, so we are going to talk about the audacity to lead. And why are we talking about this topic? Because that is really what I do as a coach. I help the average working woman that feels overwhelmed and stuck to develop the audacity to lead in her professional and personal life despite adversity. Because I know that as a working woman myself, as a mother, as a wife, it's so difficult for us to be able to navigate the demands of life, the demands of our work, and everything else in between. It can be very, very overwhelming. So most of the time we feel stuck. Most of the time we feel like we are not good enough. We are always second guessing ourselves. We experience mom guilt. The society also is very hard on us. There are several things that happen to us that we always find ourselves at the end of the stick. I don't know if this is something that you're familiar with. Please let me know. Just send me a thumbs up or hearts. I love the hearts. Also to help me know that what I'm saying is resonating with you. So that is why for the last 15 years, I have been dedicated to helping working women to develop the audacity to lead despite adversity. Of course, I didn't create the framework of the audacity to lead many years ago, but as I go back and think of the common theme of all my coaching programs, of the trainings I used to do in Nigeria, I didn't really have coaching programs. I used to live in Nigeria. I just moved here a couple of years ago. But in Nigeria, I didn't really have coaching programs. I basically used to go to train people on the best, on the thing that I know will help them to be most productive. And I realized those things were more in the area of self-leadership, the area of mindset reset, and the area of productivity, and also helping them to develop and the greatest asset you would have, that is your own earning potential. All right, so that is why I'm here today, to tell you about this whole concept I talk about a lot, called the audacity to lead, and how you can develop it for yourself. All right, who is excited? Please let me know in the comments. Say yes, yes. Let me know. I want to know that I'm not talking to myself. I'm not talking to myself, and I'm hoping that what I'm saying is resonating with each and every one of you. Let me just get a sip of water here. Thank you for the hearts. Keep the hearts coming. It helps me to understand and be able to connect with you guys and know that what I'm saying is resonating. Thank you for also the comments saying yes. Let me see as many yes that what I'm saying is resonating with you and you are interested to learn this concept called the audacity to lead. All right, so today I'm going to talk about the audacity to lead, and I'm going to share some principles from this amazing book called We Should All Be Millionaires: A Woman's Guide to Earn More, Build Wealth, and Gain Financial Freedom by Rachel Rogers. Somebody I admire so much. It's a best-selling book. If you're on Amazon, if you don't have an Amazon account, go open an Amazon account and go get this book for yourself. It is amazing. The things I've learned in this book, since the last 1.5 weeks I've been reading it, it's blown my mind, and I just felt, why don't I share it to also elucidate in certain things we are going to talk about today. Welcome. As you join in, tell me your name, where you're joining from. Let's talk. And I have a link here that I would encourage you guys to go to because it's so important. I'll talk more about the link at the end of this live. All right. So let's get to the topic for today, the audacity to lead. And I would love, as I always do, if you know my page, if you've started following me already, if you've not, start following me. There's so much content on my page. If you follow me already, you know that I love quotes. So because I feel that quotes are words of wisdom put together to help people improve, to help people really advance in their lives. It is put together by people that have done that thing before. So they put up this quote so that you will be able to start your own journey and do it even better and faster, most especially faster. Fantastic. Let me type the name of the book in the chat right now. We Should All Be Millionaires. Yay! We should, though. All women, we should. We have the capacity to do this, and that's what this amazing author Rachel Rogers talks about in the book. So let me just put that in the chat. Yay! I'm hoping I would even start a book club soon so that I can go through all of these phenomenal books that I read often that have greatly enhanced my life. And I have more books on Audible actually, but books are a great way to personally develop yourself, invest in yourself with books, invest in yourself by getting coaching, invest in yourself by joining community where you can learn, invest in yourself by attending seminars and all of those things. It's really helpful. So let me start with a quote. As I said, we must overcome the notion that we must be regular. It robs us of the chance to be extraordinary, and it leads us to become mediocre. Let me repeat that quote. We women, and for the men in the house as well, we must overcome the notion that we must be regular, because we are not built to be regular as women. It robs you of the chance to be extraordinary and leads you to become mediocre. This is a quote by an American actress. She's late now, but she was a phenomenal theater actress. Her name is Uta Hagen. All right, and the quote is actually the first quote in this amazing book. If you see the pages of this book, I have learned so much, and I'm just like, it's just so much. You will just see me, using my, I can't even find my highlighter. Where's my highlighter? Okay, I think it's in the other room. Using my highlighter to so much content in this book, and I hope I have some time enough to share some key parts of the book. So the first quote in the first page is what I just shared with you guys just now. All right, that we must overcome the notion as women that we should be regular. It robs us of the chance to be extraordinary, and it leads you to become mediocre. All right, so you need to be aware of that fact that you are not an ordinary person. You are extraordinary. You are amazing. You are phenomenal. But if you don't have the mindset that you are, you will always do ordinary things. You will just be basic, and you will just be mediocre. So that is what personal development helps us to achieve. Because when we grew up, we went to school, we feel that what we should use money on is just maybe our needs, food on the table, and all of those good stuff. And, take care of ourselves, buy clothes for ourselves, buy a car to ride, have a home, live in a house, and be comfortable. But another key thing that you must invest your money on, in fact, that is your greatest asset, is your own education, your own enlightenment, to give you insight. Not just the formal education you learn in school to get a job, but your mind education, your ability education, your skill development education, your mindset education. That's what personal development is. I personally believe that personal development is the bridge between your education, what you do, what you studied in school, and your fulfillment, your success, the life goal you have. Personal development is the bridge between your education and your life goals, because your formal education can get you a job, but it's personal development that will help you to navigate office politics. It's personal development that will help you to know how to manage yourself in a toxic environment without burnout, without feeling victimized. Please let me know with hearts if what I'm saying is resonating, okay? So it's personal development. It is that bridge between your education and your success in life, the goals you have for your own life. That's what personal development does. So don't just spend your money to buy clothes and food and everything. Spend your money as well for your own personal development. It is so vital. There are so many things I had no clue about until I started investing in coaches and investing in programs. And really, that is why we are here. So all of you that are here, you are people that want to improve. You are people that want to benefit from personal development, and that's why you're here. And I'm hoping within the next 1 hour we can be able to learn a lot together to be able to advance ourselves, right? Let me know what you say. Let me know if this resonates with you. Just say just say yes in the comments. All right, so I've just shared that quote with you guys. So now let me share with you my definition of the audacity to lead. All right, the audacity to lead is your own willingness to boldly take charge of the situations and events in your life. All right. Your willingness to boldly take charge of situations and events in your life threatening to set you back. The goal of having the audacity to lead is to empower you to level up and push forward despite circumstances stopping you from moving forward, like adversity. You understand? So adversity, problems in life, a lot of us, when we were children, life seemed so colorful and beautiful. It seemed like there was no problem in this world. But as we got older, all we could see was problems all over the place. You're trying to figure stuff out. Hi, Mariam. Thank you. Let me know where you're joining from. Hanifa, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Amazing people hopping in. Tell me your name, where you're joining from. This is a beautiful community of personal development. It's a place where you can learn and grow and elevate and dominate. And what I do in my coaching is that I help you to develop the audacity to lead professionally and personally despite adversity. And the goal is to help you to elevate and dominate in your life. And I don't know, in case you don't understand what this concept of the audacity to lead means, I decided to come on live today to educate you about the foundation of this concept. So the audacity to lead is a novel concept. I just thought of it myself and started researching it. And I have a premium program called the Audacity to Lead Accelerator. If you work with me as your coach, I will help you to achieve your goals faster, develop bravery, gain financial freedom, earn your potential, know your potential, you understand, believe in yourself, and so much more. You understand? So help you build your confidence as well, help you work on your mindset, and help you to generate self-leadership. So these are the things that I do as a coach. So I have my premium program called the Audacity to Lead Accelerator. So I just figured that let me educate the trailblazers. I don't call you guys followers. All of you that are here right now are trailblazers. I believe you're all trailblazers. If you think you're a trailblazer, say yes in the comments. Let me know. If you really believe you're a trailblazer, tell me yes in the comments, okay? Because who is a trailblazer? The trailblazer is that person that wants to learn something new. That person that wants to improve his or her life, right? That is a trailblazer. That person that wants to be the person that will start something, other people will catch up. That is who a trailblazer is. Yay! All right, so please, more yeses, more yeses. I don't believe it's just two people. Yes, 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 yes. So if you follow me, you know that I always say dear trailblazers all the time in my posts, because I really believe that personal development is a bridge between your formal education and your life goals. So if you are somebody that really wants to invest in their mind, invest in your capacity as a person, your ability as a person, that means you're a trailblazer. That means you are not ordinary. You can become extraordinary. You are not mediocre. You're amazing, right? You are amazing. That is why you're here. So that's why I created the Audacity to Lead framework for you guys. And the concept itself of the Audacity to Lead, I would like to read it again for those that just opt in, is the ability to lead, the audacity to lead is your willingness. You have to be willing to develop audacity. Audacity does not come automatically. You have to be willing to develop it. So it's your willingness to boldly take charge of the situations and events in your life, threatening to set you back. All right. We cannot control what happens in this life. You also know excuse me. If you're somebody that is religious and that is spiritual, you will know that nothing in this life is within your control. But the fact is that you can actually control your reaction. Why you cannot control what happens to you, you can control how you react to it. So the audacity to lead is your willingness to boldly take charge of the situations in your life and that are threatening to hold you back. The goal of having the audacity to lead is to empower you to level up and push forward despite circumstances stopping you from moving forward, like adversity. All right? Excuse me. All right. So the audacity to lead helps you to forge ahead with courage, with determination, with drive and ambition. So to have the audacity to lead, you'll be able, when you have the audacity to lead in your life and you are able to practice it every day, you'll find out that you are forging forward. You are not going back. No matter what is happening, no matter the adversity, it's not holding you back. You are forging forward with courage, with determination, with drive and ambition. All right? So let me share a quote about audacity by Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill said, "The first quality that is needed is audacity." That's it. The first quality that is needed is audacity. All right? So there are 3 ways that you can develop the audacity to lead. And that's why we're here today, to learn these 3 ways. And the first one is having a mindset reset. So I'm a leadership and a mindset reset coach. So I help people to develop the audacity to lead professionally and personally despite adversity. So the first way you can learn to develop the audacity to lead is to have a mindset reset. The second way you can develop the audacity to lead is to dare to dream big. Dare to dream big. Don't allow your situation to determine your experience. Don't allow your situation to keep you confined to your space. You know that with social media, with the internet, with so much in technology, you can be anything. You can have your clients anywhere if you're in business. You can work from anywhere now. You know, whichever company that has hired you, they don't need to see you come in every day to clock in. Like when I was in the bank, you must clock in at a specific time. You must clock out at a time, mostly late in the day. You understand? That is not the situation anymore for a lot of people. So what is stopping you from daring to dream big? What is stopping you? So the third way to develop the audacity to lead is to become a self-leader. So if you hang on here, I'm going to help you unpack each one by one. So having a mindset reset, that's the first one. If you're just following me on this page, I'm a certified leadership and mindset reset coach. I chose these 2 areas for a specific reason, because I realized that if you want to be good in business, you have to have a mindset reset. If you want to be a good mother, you have to have a mindset reset. If you want to maintain good relationships, you have to have a mindset reset. If you're sad, you're overwhelmed, you are tired, you are frustrated, you are grieving, whatever it is that is happening in your life, for it to be better, for you to start seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, for you to start seeing hope even when things are really difficult, you must have a mindset reset. So everything you do in this world starts, for you to do it well, you have to have a mindset reset. So what does it mean to really have a mindset reset? It means that you start looking at things with a new perspective. Now, if something is not working, if you've done it over and over again, shift your thinking about that thing. Then you will be able to approach it differently. Even if it's a research you are doing, you are not getting what you need, try to look at it differently. Wear different lenses every time you're looking at something, all right? Your mindset reset helps you to start practicing reframing. Now, what do I mean by reframing? So I work with a lot of women that have issue with self-doubt. And for you to develop the audacity to lead, let me let you know this. Each woman, each and every one of us have issues with self-doubts. We are in situations in our life that things are not working as we want it to work, or we got married early. Like me, I got married early. I have 4 kids, and my oldest is 21 now. And you know, sometimes you just be asking yourself and questioning whether you've been able to achieve the goals you wanted to achieve in your life when you were younger, when you were a child, when you were free to dream about so much and life was easier, right? So some of us, because we find ourselves in a situation where we are not happy with where our life is, we start having doubts about ourselves. True or false? Let me know in the comments. we start having doubts about ourselves. So when you have issues with self-doubt, you need to practice reframing. All right. So for example, if a constant voice in your head is, I'm not good enough, you start telling yourself, I am good enough, right? You start reframing the negative thoughts that come up in your head. Do you know that the average human being gets at least 70 negative thoughts in a day, according to the research? About 70 negative thoughts in a day. It's amazing. And one negative thought has the ability to cancel 100 positive thoughts. If you have a negative voice in your head constantly judging you, constantly doubting yourself, constantly second-guessing yourself, if you don't learn how to reframe it, I tell you, it's going to weigh you down. You are going to go through analysis paralysis all the time. You are going to go through imposter syndrome. You are going to self-sabotage. And of course, you are going to procrastinate. When there's something that needs to be done, you start asking yourself, yes, I'm going to save this live. Yes, thank you so much for being here. Let me know where you're joining from. I'm so happy you want it saved. That means you want to watch the replay. So thank you so much for joining, dear. Thank you. All right, so the thing about the negative voices is that it drowns all the positive thoughts that you have. In fact, when you have one negative voice, that is all you hear. It just keeps going on and on and on autopilot, and it just kind of, you start believing it. I tell my clients, I said, you need to be careful about the thoughts you allow into your mind, because the longest conversation you can ever have is with yourself. Most of the time, the things we are doing, the reason we are failing, the reason we are not living up to par, the reason we are settling, the reason we are not maximizing the situations or not earning enough, not achieving enough, not achieving our life's goal and all of those things. The reason is that we have been subdued by the negative voices in our head, and we are now really, really in kind of an endless limiting mindset, an endless limiting belief, and that leads to self-doubt, constant self-doubt all day, every day. So what I do is that if you look at my Instagram bio, I help you to move from a point of self-doubt to a point of self-made, so that you can elevate and dominate. Because each and every one of us, like the coach I started with in the beginning, is that you have to overcome the notion as a woman that you are regular. You're not regular. Just last week, I was interviewed in a podcast, and as soon as the person that has the podcast publishes the podcast video, I'm going to post it here. And she asked me, why do I help people move from self-doubt to self-made? What does, okay, I think the question I want to talk about that she asked me is that, why did I focus on women? Yeah, and I know some of my male clients have asked me this question, why did I focus on women? And I'll tell you why. The reason I focus on women is that we are so amazing as women. We are phenomenal. First of all, giving birth to a child is only a woman that can do it. And that thing is not an easy thing. I was having a conversation with my daughter the other day. We were watching a movie about how a girl got pregnant when she finished university, and her 5-year plan of what she would do in her life, everything just got smashed because she had to stop everything. She couldn't go to the job. She couldn't go to, she was living in one part of the US. She wanted to go to LA and make it big in LA, but she was now stuck in her parents' house to raise her child by herself. And the end of the movie, despite that, she still achieved everything she wanted to achieve. I focus on women because we are extraordinary. We are amazing. By virtue of the fact that we give birth to children, by virtue of the fact that we raise these children, we guide them, we give them the right values, by virtue of the fact that we are the people that other people that are not even our children depend on and rely on. All of those things and so much more makes us beyond amazing. But also, women are those people that believe in themselves the least. They do not understand the awesomeness that they have. They second guess themselves. If you put a man and tell a man do something, he just goes and does it. But when you tell a woman, she's thinking, when will I do it? How will I do it? This and this and that. So many things are popping up in her head. So I'm on this mission to help you women to develop the audacity to lead despite adversity, to let you know that whatever has happened in your life, it's not enough to make you not to get to the goal you want to achieve in your life. It is not enough. It is too small compared to your amazing nature, your phenomenal nature. You know, just by being a woman, like just by being you, you know, it's amazing. But we just need to get schooled. We need to learn. We need to invest in personal development. We need to invest in our skills. We need to invest in our minds. We need to go back to school. We need to read good books like this to help us accelerate, all right? To help us accelerate. So that's really why I kind of focus on women. Let me have a sip of water. So the first way to develop the audacity to lead is where I'm at, is having a mindset reset. You begin to start looking for a new perspective on things. You start practicing reframing, and I've told you guys why reframing is so important. Hello, ID Great. Thank you so much for joining. You start reinforcing your beliefs. You know, you stop having limiting beliefs. You start believing in yourself more, all right? You start to begin to see a vision for a better future, because whatever you see, you can achieve. Whatever you visualize, you can actualize, all right? Whatever you visualize can materialize. It depends on you, right? It depends on how willing you are to fight for your dreams, to fight for your vision. Yeah, so mindset reset helps you to do this, because through affirmations, through writing your goals down, through continuous practicing your goals and all of those things, that will help you to visualize and keep your eyes set on your vision, and keep you focused on it, because it's what you focus on that grows. Another thing we do as women is that we focus on these negative thoughts that keep reverberating in our mind's eye, and we forget the good things we have done. We forget the amazing achievements we have had in the past, because what you focus on grows. If you focus on something negative that is worrying you, you'll be more worried. If you try to forget about that thing that is worrying you just for the moment, so you can do something about solving that thing, you'll be able to have a forward motion. And that's why this whole concept of the audacity to lead, because you should have audacity. Nobody will give you audacity. You need to give yourself audacity. Nobody's going to give you your audacity. You need to take it with both hands, right? So that is the whole idea, right? So at this juncture, I would like to share with you a page in this book to elucidate more on this, all right? So she says something on on the intro part, you know, on page 9 of the intro. She said, this is the book, We Should All Be Millionaires. If you check the chat, I put the name of the author, Rachel Rogers, and I'm talking about the audacity to lead today, but I educate myself so much. I read a lot of books here, and this book completely changed my life. Think and Grow Rich. My father got me this book when I was 15 years old. I read it as much as I read my Quran. This is my Quran right here. You know, I read it as much as I read my Quran on a daily basis. It's a phenomenal book. Maybe one day I'll share the 13 principles in this book with you guys in a live like this. Let me know if you would like that. Say yes in the comments. All right. So let me read this intro page of Rachel Rogers' book, We Should All Be Millionaires. So go get it on Amazon. It's a phenomenal book. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it for yourself. All right. All right. So she gave a lot of data about why women should be millionaires and the things that make women not to be millionaires. And I'd like to read that part, all right? And this book is not just about being a millionaire. It's about thinking like a millionaire. She talks about, I would like to just go through the contents of the book so that you understand what the book is about. First of all, so it's not just about money, it's just about your mindset, it's about self-leadership, it's about audacity, and that's what we are talking about today. All right, 1 second, let me just get to the content page. So she talks about how you can reframe your $1 million story, how you can stop telling yourself $1 million lies, because there's a kind of programming in the society that has happened to us women and most people. You know, I have another coach that calls it societal, I've forgotten the terminology he uses. It's like it's like it says societal hypnotism. Like they're setting societal demands that even weigh on us, that even makes us to have this self-doubt over and over. Let me know if you understand this in the comment section. So the first thing for us to do to actually grow, to start developing the mindset reset we are talking about, to have reframing and everything, is to now rewrite your story and also start thinking differently, and do not allow whatever the societal things are and all of those things to hold you back. All right, so let me go to this intro page of what she's talking about to elucidate on this mindset reset and some data she did. She said women are afraid to ask for the money they deserve and need, and we are likely and are less likely to get, afraid to make more than their partners, and afraid that having a career means not meeting their family's needs. So she uses a lot of sensitive words, so excuse my French here. She says, screw the thigh gap. Let's talk about some other gaps. You know, say white women make 79 cents compared to $1 made by the white man, and black women make 62 cents. 62 cents, y'all. So women also pay more for their debt than men, are less likely to invest than men, and are therefore 80% more likely to be impoverished in retirement. When it comes to business, women entrepreneurs raise less money than men, and only 2% of women-owned businesses ever hit the 7-figure mark. Only 2% of women-owned businesses ever hit the 7-figure mark. All of this despite the fact that research shows that women are better investors and better leaders than men. Apologies to the men in the house. It's not like, I don't know if I'm a feminist or anything, but I'm just trying to talk about the audacity to lead. And I'm using this book by self-proclaimed feminist, amazing author, Rachel Rogers. Is a best-selling book. Go get your copy on Amazon. And it's phenomenal. And I've been in her classes, and she's a phenomenal business coach as well. So she teaches a lot of wonderful things we need to learn as women. All right, so this part of the book I just read is to help you to elucidate on this issue of how you should start reframing the way you think. You know, start, rewriting your story, the limiting beliefs you've always had. How do you reframe them and all of those things, right? Okay, so let me share another quote about audacity for you. All too often, it's audacity and not talent that moves an artist to center stage. And this quote is by Julia Cameron. It is audacity and not talent. Have you not been surprised that some people that seem to be getting ahead in their, if you're in an office, for example, like I was in the bank for many, many years, for 13 years. And I know that the people that were supposed high flyers, the people that were visible, the people that people were calling and saying, these are the performers, they were not actually performing. They just were audacious. They just were louder. They just were more courageous. They just were putting themselves front and center. They were strategic. A lot of us are so quiet, but we are doing amazing things, but nobody knows what we are doing. Nobody knows. Like, what pushed me into social media? I've been coaching since 2006. I only entered social media, I believe, in 2016 or 2017. And it's also because I wasn't being audacious. I wasn't sure. I kept second guessing myself. I kept thinking, maybe who wants to hear me talk about development? Well, who wants to hear me talk about the audacity to lead? Who wants to hear me? These are the kind of things, analysis paralysis, imposter syndrome. That's what weighs us down. So we need to stop doing that, and we need to first of all start by having a mindset reset. And let me elucidate further on the meaning of a mindset reset. Like, I had a car that was manual transmission back in the day. Nobody has a car like that anymore. But there are some sports cars, like there are some vintage cars that people still use out here, and they are so pricey. And I'm sure some of them still have manual transmission. So if you want to drive a car that has a manual transmission, you use the first gear to start the car, whatever. You start the ignition and you move the car, but you use the gear 1 or so to move to a certain time. Then when you need to speed up the car, you need to move to gear 2, gear 3, and like that. You keep on moving from one gear to the next, because That is mindset reset. If you are on the road, if you are on the way to achieving your goal and you are using a certain methodology and it's not working for you, you need to change. You need to move from gear 1 to gear 2. Or if you are in a Tesla, for example, everyone wants to own a Tesla one day, including myself, right? So if you are on a Tesla, I heard that sometimes it drives itself. It can take you to your destination. All you have to do is program it, right? That is the reframe. That is the reset. You set that car to take you to where you want to go. So Albert Einstein says insanity is when you do the same thing over and over again and you expect a different result. So all of you here that are listening, if there's something you've been doing and you've not been able to achieve the results you want, or you've been stuck, this is a time to have a mindset reset. And how to do it is to have a new perspective, to challenge yourself, to have a vision of a better future, to stop believing those limiting beliefs that have held you back for so long, to use insight and research to start making proper decisions. A lot of us are always stuck in ideation and analysis. We don't make the move. We do not implement. We are always thinking, this is what we are going to do. This is what we are going to do. For example, I have a challenge sometimes when after the coaching program, when I work with clients and I see their transformation and their lives change, and I now say, send me a testimonial. I have a client that I offboarded since March. I'm still waiting for testimonial. It's August. Because the action to take to send that testimonial, or for whatever reason, she is still ruminating on it. She's still in the ideation stage. Most of us do that in our businesses, do that with our lives. But the irony is that we never do that when it comes to other people. When it comes to other people, we always step up as women. When we need to be there for our spouses, we need to be there for our kids. We take all the action. We know all the programs in our kids' schools. We know when it's PTA. We know all the things they need for different presentations they have in school, and all the money for their education and all of those things. We know all that. But when it comes to ourselves, we have not even had the time to even think about what is it we need. I'm guilty of this. I turned 41 and that's when it dawned on me, like, Monfik, what do you need? Monfik, what do you need? You understand? What do you need, Monfik? All right. So that's when it started dawning on me. I need to figure out what is the kind of life I want to have for myself. What do I want to do with this coaching business? How do I want to transform it? What kind of service, how do I want to serve all of you that are listening? All right. So if you want to know how I can serve you, click on the link that I pinned here. There's a program coming up September 24th. It's one of my entry-level programs. I mentioned my premium program, Audacity to Lead Accelerator, but the Monetize Your Skills to Pay Your Bills is a fundamental program. It helps you to start the journey from moving to self-doubt to self-made. Start the journey, not actually complete the journey. Start the journey. And it helps you to move from business ideation to business actualization. It helps you to move from a place of frustrated to a place of fulfilled. Starting with your mindset, giving you some tools of developing audacity and helping you to really invest in the greatest thing that you have and to leverage it. And what is that thing you have? Your skill set, your mind, your ability, your capacity. Because remember what we said in the beginning, you were not built to be ordinary. You were not built to be regular. You were built to be extraordinary. And you have to start believing that for yourself now. All right? Okay, so let's move on to the second way that you can develop the audacity to lead. That is, you dare to dream big. You have to dare to dream big, all right? So daring yourself requires that you begin to take more risk and develop the courage to face your fears, all right? A lot of us are so afraid of trying. A lot of us know all there is to do, but we are so afraid to try. We are so afraid to try. There's a time that I posted something about, I put the acronym TRY, T-R-Y, and I said, take T for try and look at it as taking action. You can't try something if you don't take the action. If you do not implement, you can't say you are trying something. R is for resilience. Trying to take action armed with resilience, knowing that anything that is valuable, anything that is important, anything that will transform the trajectory of your life is going to be hard at first. In fact, I tell people, and a lot of people, and let me know in the comments, have you ever really made up your mind to do something amazing and transform the trajectory of your life? Then you start seeing obstacles everywhere. You start immediately, you make the decision that I'm going to do this. So like I will make the decision, I'm going to make a cold call, or make the decision, I'm going to do this new presentation. I'm going to make this offer to my client, or I'm going to talk to my boss about something. Then you will see all the reasons why it's not possible for you to do that thing. Let me know in the comments if this has ever happened to you, because it has happened to me so many times, you know. So if you really want to try, you need to be armed with resilience, right? You need to be resilient. You need to know that as soon as you make an important decision that will transform the trajectory of your life, as soon as you make an important decision to transform the trajectory of your life, you're going to have obstacles. So you need to be resilient. So the next thing in try is why? Yearn. Yearn for more. Be that person that is always hungry to learn. Be that person that is hungry, that is not ready to settle for less, that is yearning for more, that wants to continue to yearn for more. Because your capacity as a person, your ability and your capability, these are the three components of your potential. And I'll teach all this in the Monetize Your Skills to Bills challenge. So I'm giving you a little bit of expo here. Your capacity, your ability, and your capability is the three components that makes up your potential. Your potential is an asset that you have that has no limit. Yet, unfortunately, less than 30% of people alive and living, and those that are not with us anymore, do not maximize their potential. They do not even use up to 50%. Some people don't even use up to 10% of their potential. And that's why they say the grave is the wealthiest place on earth, because it's filled with dreams unfulfilled, plans that were not taken, books that were not written, and business that did not start, lives that were not lived. You understand? So your potential is your greatest asset. So you need to start dreaming big. You need to dare to dream. You need to have the courage to face your fears. You need to learn the habit of daring yourself all the time. Just like, I'm going to do it. That thing that threatens you so much, that thing that you're so scared of. I tell you, the person doing it does not have two heads, does not have 4 eyes or 2 lips or 2 noses. The person has 1 head like you, 2 eyes, 1 nose, and 1 mouth. So all the person has that you lack is audacity. That is all. So how do you have audacity? Mindset shift, mindset reset, and now daring to dream big, right? So I think there is another part of the book that I can read for you guys. Yeah. So I don't know, you guys, if you've watched the movie Self-Made, the story of Madam C.J. Walker on Netflix. Please let me know in comments if you've watched the movie Self-Made, the story of Madam C.J. Walker on Netflix. This is a woman that lived in the late 1800s to, I think she died in 1919, and she was the first millionaire in America. back in 1919, and she was selling hair products. So there's a lot of inferences about her life in this amazing book, if you go get it. And it tells you the story of Madam C.J. Walker and how just by sheer resilience, sheer yearning, sheer taking action, despite doubts, despite being told no repeatedly, constantly, despite being cheated, despite being betrayed, despite being hurt, despite all the obstacles, she still made it. And with no education as well. No formal education as well. She was just a washerwoman. And she became a millionaire in a space of, I think, 5, 6, or 10 years or something like that. That's another reference I wanted to make to the book. But because of time, I can't read it out right now. So the third way for you to develop the audacity to lead is to be a self-leader. But before I share that, I'd like to share this quote. Please let me know if what I'm saying is resonating. Send me hearts. Let me know if what I'm saying is resonating with you guys. The difference between your vision and a daydream is the audacity to act. The difference between your vision and a daydream is the audacity to act. Do you have the audacity to take action on that thing you want? That is a difference that will make your dream come true. A daydream is like you're just dreaming while you're awake. If you really want your dream to come true, take action on it. Take action. And if you are just following me on this page, there are 3 foundational principles of my coaching that I help people to develop the audacity to lead despite adversity. I use 3 frameworks, and it's represented with my brand identity, MRA. So M is for mindset, R is for resilience, and A is for action. I really, really believe that if anything you want to get done, if you make a decision to do something right now in your life and you decide to say, I'm going to have the right mindset about it, and we've covered that already, I'm going to be resilient. Even if obstacles are holding me back, I'm going to be resilient, right? And I'm going to take action. No matter what, I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm not going to allow self-doubt to hold me back. I'm not going to allow the negative self-talk in my head to hold me back. You're going to excel. You are going to excel exponentially. So those are the 3 foundational principles that I base my coaching on. Thank you, KSL Coaching. Thank you so much for being here. So the third way to develop the audacity to lead is to be a self-leader. And before I go there, I'd like to read an excerpt from this phenomenal book, page 100. I hope I find it. Okay, page 100 right here. Okay, so this part, yeah. So she's talking about your thoughts. So there's something she calls, what does she call it? Okay, she's talking about the power in your thoughts. Thank you so much for the hearts. It helps me to know that what I'm saying is resonating with each and every one of you, okay? The thoughts you are habitually thinking are a choice and a habit. You can choose to think different thoughts. That's this negative thoughts that holds us back, that makes us second guess ourselves. She's addressing it here. You can choose to think different thoughts. And the more you reframe your thoughts, the less you will think those repetitive, unhelpful thoughts. Until one day, you wake up and realize you've stopped being such a mean girl to yourself. The same when we continue to have this negative thoughts, we are being mean to ourselves, and which is true, because you ask yourself, the words you tell yourself, will you tell someone? If we are talking to our loved ones, our friends, we use compassion, we use kindness. But when we are talking to ourselves, we say words like, you're not good enough, you're not pretty, you are too fat, you're too short, you are too thin, you are too dark, you are this, your skin has this, your eyes have that. That is the problem. That is what is holding a lot of women back. She herself had a problem with her size, and she always used to use the negative thoughts. So she said, my body is the same exact size it was when I used to be horrible to myself. In fact, I've gained weight and gotten older since I used to think those habitual mean thoughts about how I looked. And yet, I rarely think those thoughts anymore. So she tried to reframe her thoughts, like I told you guys in the beginning of this class, right? Instead, I catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror and I say, girl, you're fine. And I may even add a look at them strong legs and a wow, God really gave you a beautiful smile. Yes, I'm serious. Instead of hating ass thoughts, I think loving ass thoughts, and it's a result of thought work. So what I call mindset reset, she calls it thought work. All right. So thought work is a practice. You can't reframe a negative thought one time and think it's gone forever. You guys, I said this in the beginning. I teach women to build their confidence, develop self-leadership, have a mindset reset. Those three things is always embedded in all my coaching programs, all right? But I myself do have self-doubt sometimes. Every time. Yesterday, I was asked to speak at an event. I was like, before I came on stage. And I did it well, but before I came on stage, I had all kinds of things in my head telling me I will not be able to do that well. You understand? So, thought work is a practice. You need to practice mindset reset often, every day. You can't reframe a negative thought one time and think it's gone forever. No, sis. You need to practice thought work on a daily basis, and eventually you will notice that the negative thoughts are drastically reduced and you are having much more positive thoughts about that particular subject. She said thought work is a life-changing practice. All from this amazing book. We should all be millionaires. So it's not just about money and all that. It's about so much more. All right. Thank you, guys. Those that are just joining, thank you so much. Just want to grab my presentation. All right, so the last way that you can develop the audacity to lead is actually to become a self-leader. And so what does it mean to become a self-leader? Who is a self-leader? When I call myself a leadership and mindset reset coach, I don't teach you leadership per se, like looking at some other person and saying that person should have led properly, or why are they bad leaders, or it's politics. No, I'm teaching you self-leadership, how you can lead your own self, to develop your own self, to improve your own self. All right. So what is a self-leader? Please listen to this definition. It's an amazing one. It's long, but it's so impactful and it's so insightful as well. A self-leader is that person that has a highly developed sense of who you are. So if you're a self-leader, you have a highly developed sense of who you are, what you can do, where you are going, in addition to having the ability to influence your own communication, your own action, and your own behavior on the way to getting there. All right. So simply put, self-leadership is a process by which you influence yourself to achieve your own objectives. So you are not waiting for someone. So all of you that have listened here today, I'm rounding up now. I hope you put down notes, and if you put down notes, you need to start taking action. Don't wait for somebody to tell you this is a time. Click on this link, get this program, register, because if you do not pay, there's this quote I'm trying to remember. If you do not pay to learn, you pay for not knowing. If you do not pay to learn, you pay for not knowing. So if you are sitting on the pedestal and saying, I will not get coaching, I will go to YouTube, I will just learn this thing. No, you are shooting yourself on the foot. You need to think of personal development like you buying a new outfit for yourself. You love the outfit, it's beautiful, you buy it for yourself. All right? So it's so important to look at personal development as that investment in yourself. And this is the opportunity I'm giving you with the Monetize Your Skills to Build challenge. It's a phenomenal challenge. It's inexpensive. It's very, very, very transformational. We are going to go through all these things and so much more, and it's a 5-day challenge. Every single day I teach you a new concept and challenge you with a call to action and exercises to implement on that day. You get coaching, you get your questions answered, you have a community to support you, and you have several bonus programs. I have a program called Emotion Mastery. You'll get that as a bonus. I have another program called Experience to Expert Masterclass. You will get that as a bonus, and so much. So in 5 days, you get a community to start you on your journey on personal development. You start working on your mindset, eradicating those mindset blocks. That's what this program is about. And that's why the link is pinned here. So I encourage you to go get it. All right. So self-leadership, be a self-leader and take advantage of everything you want to do for yourself. Don't wait to be told. Don't tell someone else so they can discourage you, because someone else will advise you based on their own understanding. If they are not really getting personal development, I have coaches. I invest so much in my own personal development for me to be able to teach you guys something transformational to serve you, to improve your life, to transform the trajectory of your own life. Excuse me. So, finally, I would say, I want you to know that self-leadership is a journey, and the more self-leadership you attain as a person, the more successful you become. The more successful you become, the more self-leadership you will need. Okay? And the best way to get self-leadership is actually through personal development. So these are the 3 things that'll help you to know how to develop the audacity to lead. And I'll end this with telling you a quote by Lao Tzu, and it says, mastering others is a strength, but mastering yourself is true power. Mastering others is a strength, but mastering yourself is true power. All right? So learn to master yourself. That's when you'll be powerful, and find out what you need. Evaluate yourself. Another thing you will get with this program that I just decided to add, I didn't add it for people that registered in the past for this program, but now I added it. It's called the self-awareness challenge. It's a 12-day challenge, but it's short videos, like nuggets, like 2 to 5 minute videos you get. And you get 12 series of videos in addition to this Monetize Your Skills to Build challenge. So it's a no-brainer. You are getting something so valuable, and it's going to actually transform the trajectory of your life. And I'll end by telling you that Rachel Rogers is somebody that has a great mindset. She has audacity to lead. She's amazing. And she is a self-leader for sure. She grew up impoverished. She knows what it is to lack. She didn't have anything as a child. She had to get student loans and borrow money to go to school. But today she's a multi-millionaire. And she's not even 40 yet. This is a real life person. Find her on Instagram, Rachel Rogers. Just put her name, you see her. And I adore her. I look up to her as a mentor. I've taken our free programs because I still have my own paid coaching programs, and I hope to get into our coaching program very soon as well. So I really want to encourage you all that everything you learn today, take it into action. Use the acronym TRY. T, take action. R, have resilience. And A and Y, yearn. Don't settle. Remember when we began, you were not built to be ordinary. You were built to be extraordinary. So thank you so much to everybody that joined this live. I really appreciate you all. Stay inspired always. And I don't know, do you have any questions? Let me know if you have questions. Send me hearts if you're still there before I sign out. Q&A time. And your call to action is this. I like to end with a call to action. Go get the Monetize Your Skills to Build challenge. That is your call to action. Everything you think you learned something today, you will learn so much more for this challenge starting September 24th. I encourage you to get it now. September 24th seems so far, but have a plan for your life, because these bonus videos you will get, once you register now, you get it now, so you start implementing. I'm actually now helping you already before September 24th to transform the trajectory of your life, helping you to elevate, helping you to dominate, helping you to jet set your skill set. All right. So as I always sign out, if you've ever joined my lives, if you've never joined, or if you've seen my posts, I always sign out with this tagline. The right mindset is the reset you need for success. The right mindset is the reset you need for success. Always be mindful of that. If you really want your life to change, in the small or in the big decisions, have the right mindset. That is how you get reset, and that's how you achieve success. And I hope to see you soon so we can level up together. This is episode 20 of Ryan's Reset Essentials, my live class, and I think I'll do another one again soon. I'll put a flyer for you guys to see. Take care, everyone. Stay inspired always. Bye-bye.